DC's turn to ban. Fnatic's turn to ban. DC's turn to ban.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the International 6 group stages. This is going to be the last match of the day, game number 2 of DC versus Fnatic. DC took a very commanding victory in game number 1.
Remaining.
We'll see what Fnatic can do to change that in game number 2. I'm Android, being joined once again by Winter. How do you feel that first game went?
Terrible for Fnatic. They played very, very badly that game, and I know they are way better than that. I'm very sure they're way better than that if they can get their act together. I mean, somehow the coordination of the whole team was really, really bad that game. It was like they were fighting over something from the last series, and it affected their team play in the next game. You should never let that happen, you know. As you know, from my experience, I know that sometimes there are certain things that happen in the last game that keeps bugging you, but you have to let it go and move on to the next game. Just forget about it. What's done is done. Need to focus on the next game. So I hope that they got their act together. They let whatever that was bugging them the last game, let it go. Focus on this game. I don't think there was any issue with that draft the last game. I thought their overall strategy was okay. It was just the play was just really bad the last game from Fnatic.
So Fnatic, they're going to be starting off. Hopefully they can clear their mind, take some deep breaths, put their full attention into this game, because if taking a 1-1 series on DC would be no small feat. This team has looked really strong all day, going up in previous matches in Group B. So Fnatic start things off with their Ohio Batrider. Definitely the potential for a really, really strong lane.
No Nyx. Yes.
No Nyx.
He's
it's
like,
panned out.
guys, there's no Nyx this game. DC banned it for some reason.
But either way, completely wiped from the pool. Now, Ancient Apparition pick, is that just kind of a screw you to the potential Alchemist?
And screw you for the potential Huskar. You don't really want to deal with that. But I don't think Fnatic will play Huskar. I've seen them only pick it once. It wasn't very successful during Star Ladder, and that game was really bad. So I'm not sure if Fnatic would ever do it again. But it's still, you could see the general mindset of the teams right now in TI. They're building their draft to be able to deal with Huskar. You need to be able to deal with Alchemist. There's a lot of things over the mind of the captains of each team.
Yeah, I mean, DC had such a successful Alchemist game last time. Do you think with their own AA pick they can go for the Alch again, or will Fnatic read that?
They could go for it if they want to, but regardless, right now they have AA plus Beastmaster. Those two heroes itself is a very good combination. Beastmaster wants to run around, set up kills, and you have Ice Blast, so it's basically having Invoker and Beastmaster on the same team. You have a global spell to follow up your Raw. And Fnatic once again going back for their Venge. So Venge as a support is very underwhelming if you're not using Venge with, say, the Drow lineup, Drow kind of lineup, or any pushing lineup. Like, Venge as a support hero right now is very underwhelming. Like, there's so many heroes that can do her job better. Like, if you're talking about defensive supports, there's Oracle. You have much better laning presence. There's Dazzle. If you're looking to, you know, try to gank and help the lanes, there's always Ogre. There's Tusk. There's Earth Spirit. There's so many other heroes. Like, there's Riki. I feel like the Venge has to be picked into a specific strategy right now to make it work.
Well, one strategy that could still be on the field is the Drow Ranger. We've seen that a lot today out of Fnatic.
No. Help. If they pick the Drow again, they need to play around it much better. Like, they were really lost in the last game when they were running the Drow strat. Mushi, in multiple occasions, he was alone, he wasn't with his team. Like, Drow strat, you want to play around the Drow, you want to group up, you want to push, you want to take towers, you want to get Roshan, objective together, you don't split up. So, I don't know, if they go for the Drow again, hopefully they adjust their playstyle and they try to play more around the Drow.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Let's see, as the Chen's going to be banned out, so no more DJ Chen just going in trying to go for that early push. So maybe DC are reading this. They're reading this early push lineup.
Yeah, the Venge has to have a purpose here. From DC's point of view, like, you don't pick Venge for no reason. Like I said, Venge is a very underwhelming support if you just pick him as a support. You have to utilize the support in combination with something else. So Terrorblade, pretty good with Venge because of the aura. Chen also very good with Venge because of you help the Venge. You help the Chen set up ganks early if you smoke together and you can push towers with your aura. You kill, you get towers. That's basically how you want to play Venge plus Chen.
Alright, so DC, they're going to get their Alchemist banned out against them, I think. Fnatic were
10
just a little bit too
seconds
scared of
remaining.
not having the ability to counter a potential Alchemist pick with that AA.
5
And now
seconds
DC, like you
remaining.
mentioned, the Beastmaster plus AA gives them a lot of pick-off potential with the global presence. Do you think DC
Reserve
could add
time.
to that by going for something like an Invoker mid?
It's possible. It's pretty good with their heroes, I would say. Synergizes very well. One of Viha's favorite heroes. And the Slug Bang was pretty good. It could fit into DC's lineup very well. Very good versus Bat Rider. Can Dark Pack off the lasso. But for DC right now, Invoker's a good pick. They can go for what other heroes synergize well with the Raw for them.
I mean, the Void's still available if they wanted to use that as a setup.
Yeah, but they have Beastmaster. If you do Void, it means your Beastmaster's gonna be the greedy jungler. I mean, there's still Riki. They used to pick Riki a lot during Starladder and Summit. And in this event, they don't prioritize the hero so much anymore. Like, he was one of Misery's go-to hero as a roaming support.
Well, they are going to go for that Invoker, so that means they do have the Sunstrike global presence that they want to do for that. And it's also going to be an incredibly strong laner, I think, for DC.
Yeah. So this pick gives DC a lot of options in terms of they have very good Roshan control, Forge Spirit if it's an Exalt Invoker,
10
Forge
seconds
Spirits plus
remaining.
Beastmaster plus Necrobook. They have very good setup for Sunstrike.
5 seconds
They have
remaining.
very good scaling overall. Good laning, so everything seems pretty solid right
Reserve
now for
time.
DC's 3 picks. The first 3 picks of DC. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really liking what they're doing. I think, like you mentioned, they've got decent early game. Invoker's going to be incredibly strong in lane. Beastmaster strong in lane as well. Good push, good fight. What did DC need to do to round this out in a perfect draft?
Well, they need much more, maybe much more disable a setup for apart from the Raw. That's one thing for them. So you can have more setup for Ice Blast and Sunstrike. And for Fnatic right now, with the Venge and Bat Rider opening, you want to have heroes that can dish out a lot of damage, physical damage, spell damage. So lasso setup, you can use a big spell to kill the hero, and you want to have a heavy physical damage hero. Like TA versus Invoker is a pretty good matchup, and you have Venge. Like it's one of the most difficult lanes for Invoker, in my opinion. That matchup.
All right, so we'll see what they're going to go for here. Really taking their time, using most of their reserve
Luna.
time here, just making this choice. And they're going to go for the Luna. And now there's no
DC's
Shadow
turn
Demon to
to
help him
pick.
out with those illusions. Why Luna?
It's a very similar hero to Drow, if you ask me. So it's a very similar type of strategy with the Drow Ranger, but the difference is obviously you have much better team fight with the Eclipse,
10
and
seconds
they've lost to
remaining.
a few games of Luna, so they probably feel like we don't want to
5
fight this hero
seconds
anymore,
remaining.
and we want to replace Drow with this hero.
So
Fnatic.
you
More
think,
setup,
turn
like
to
Elder
pick.
Titan, more setup for the Sunstrike.
man, I'm really liking what DC are drafting right now, but Fnatic, they've still got the opportunity to pick up another support, to pick up their mid laner. Is there anything that's really going to benefit this Luna and add to a really, really cohesive lane?
10 seconds remaining.
More of, I think I feel like they need to have a roaming support to help the other
5
lanes, though, because like
seconds
Elder Titan's going to
remaining.
be running around, and they need one hero to counteract that, to follow the Elder Titan around.
Reserve time.
They shouldn't focus so much on helping the Luna's lane, because Bench Luna is a pretty strong lane already, in my opinion. So they have to like balance things out. Remember the first game against eHome where they prioritized so much on helping Mushi's lane, and then they didn't help the bad got a very bad lane. That shouldn't happen anymore. They need to remember that we have to help our other teammates as well. It's not just focusing on Luna's farm or Mushi's farm.
Yeah, I mean, Luna, a little bit more self-sustaining. She can just kind of do her own thing if she's left alone in lane, if no one's pressuring her.
But she's easily gank.
Yeah.
If you're leaving her alone, you need to place lane wards for Luna so she can see
Enchantress.
heroes coming in. So that's the same thing with the first game. They have the
DC's turn to
Enchantress with
ban.
the Bat Rider, but I really hope that they help the Bat Rider. They focus on helping the Bat Rider, even if Mushi has a hard time this game. If he ever had a hard laning phase, Enchantress should still focus on helping Bat get his blink first.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, so last band's coming out. Fnatic still need a mid laner, someone that's able to
5
go up against the
seconds
Invoker. You
remaining.
mentioned the TA being a really strong pick here. Is that viable for this draft, or?
Yeah, still possible for them.
Reserve
It's a lot of
time.
bursts, like I mentioned. If you want to be able to use the Bat Rider lasso well, you have to have a hero that has a high burst damage. So you lasso, you kill the target immediately. TA is a very good hero at doing that. And good synergy with the bench, the minus armor. You have a lot of minus armor.
They're gonna ban the
Fnatic's
jug, and
turn
you know the
to
mid jug
ban.
is run a lot. I've seen Fnatic run it a couple
Yeah.
of times, but I really think the TA is a really good pick right now.
Ember Spirit.
And I go for the Ember Spirit.
DC's turn
Ember
to
can also
pick.
do that, but uh,
It's greedy.
but if it's Crosswax Invoker, then Ember might get owned in the lane, and Crosswax Invoker is very good at dealing with Ember because number one, Tornado can remove the Flame Guard, and Cold Snap EMP can
10
own
seconds
Ember in the
remaining.
laning phase before he reaches level 6. So those are things that
5
you look out
seconds
for if you're
remaining.
DC. You are thinking about whether you should use Invoker as a
Reserve
Crosswax,
time.
more of a setup type, or you're just gonna go back to your Exalt Invoker with the Sunstrike for the Beastmaster. Like both options are really good right now.
Yeah, I'm worried that Fnatic just aren't going to get enough space to themselves because Elder Titan's going to be stomping around.
10
Ancient
seconds
Apparition and
remaining.
Beastmaster can always go for that gank and punish. And now with the Faceless Void pickup for
Man,
that
this is
position 1.
such a good lineup for DC right now. Overall, they have very good team fight, a lot of setup, Raw, Chronosphere, Stomp. Okay, they're gonna do Exalt Invoker most likely.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier the follow-up potential. Beastmaster goes for a roar. Ancient Apparition throws snowballs. There's going to be stomps and splitters and sunstrikes and chronos. It's DC land, and I think Fnatic have a very steep road ahead of them to outlast the initial damage.
They have to do a lot of work with the Enchantress early game with the Bear Rider, because like you said, Ember plus Luna, pretty greedy. Both of the cores need a lot of farm to be useful in the game later. So they have to be able to create the space for both of the cores. And Bear Rider himself needs farm. Like before he gets the blink, he's
10
not that useful
seconds
for the team.
remaining.
So Enchantress and Bench has to do a lot of work for their team in the
5
early game.
seconds
If they don't do a
remaining.
lot of work and they go into the mid game, they're not going to be able to take a team fight.
All right, so going back in, our ceremonial sunstrike to start things off. So we see that Invoker puts that point next sort. And I mean, how's this mid lane gonna go? You mentioned the Invoker has the potential to stomp all over the Ember Spirit, but is there anything the Ember can do to just kind of make the Invoker a non-issue?
I think that you're definitely going to have less CS than Invoker, but you should use your hero to, like the Flame Guard, to always push out the wave, so you're able to, number one, control rune better. And if you get a good rune, you can help the other lanes. Invoker is less likely to be able to utilize runes as well as Ember, but he does have the Sunstrike, so he doesn't need to move around. That's Exalt Invoker for you. But overall, as the Ember player, I think that getting behind in CS is normal, but you have to find ways of helping your team get runes, help other lanes if possible when you get a good rune, and try to play from there.
All right, so Mushi on the Luna, you mentioned having a similar playstyle to the Drow, and I mean, Luna's very flimsy here, starting HP pool of 540. She is just a couple of kicks away from death. Is she gonna need babysitting, or with good wards, can she just kind of do her own thing and have rotations elsewhere?
I think Bench would help the Luna first. That's number one. Enchantress, like I said, should focus on helping the bat. I mean, I know I mentioned a lot about helping Ohio, but they should not use too many heroes. Like one support to help the off laner, one support to make sure your safe laner is fine, and you place wards whenever you decide to rotate, so that the Luna can see incoming ganks, can understand whether it's safe for him to farm. Those are the things that you need to make sure you get done when you start roaming around with a Luna safe lane. Because Luna is very, very easily ganked, and she doesn't have any escape mechanism.
Now, safe lane Void, I mean, how's this power spike gonna be different from your more typical offlane Void?
Well, you have a lot of different item builds. That's number one. During Star, I saw a really interesting item build from Arteezy. He went Vanguard into Echo Saber, which makes Void extremely tanky. And the other safe lane build is obviously the Blast into Manta Diffusal, which is the build that gives you the most solo killing potential, but you're not as tanky as the Vanguard
30
Echo Saber build.
seconds to battle.
Oh, DJ gonna get punched up right here in his own territory, feeling nice and safe. Now, Backrider going in, spraying out some napalm, but I don't think there's really going to be anything Ohio can do about this. 2 stacks of napalm on Misery aren't going to be enough to get the job done.
Look at the wards they placed as well. They blocked off this camp. This is extremely crucial for the Enchantress to have this camp to help Ohio out. So without this camp, it's going to be difficult for Enchantress to help out Ohio. Like, DC understands how Fnatic need to play this game to be able to win.
Alright, now Runes are going to be going for a 1-1 split. Invoker, Ember Spirit, both grabbing up the tools they need to start the lane strong, but I'm eager to see if Fnatic are actually going to execute very cleanly, because like you mentioned in previous series,
Something
Ohio
is
was...
wrong with them.
Yeah, Ohio was really left as a sacrifice. The Batrider wasn't protected. He got a blink at, like 23 minutes? It was really unfortunate, but hopefully this time his team's going to make him a higher priority.
Oh, okay, so DJ is gonna do his normal thing, but he's gonna soon realize that the cam is blocked, so if you look at the setup of the lanes, there's no way Batrider can run up to this lane. He's just gonna die if he gets caught out by the Slump and, I mean, Chilling Touch or Cold Feet, whatever he chooses to get on the AA. He has to be extremely careful in this lane. If he gets caught, he's just very easily dead.
Well, they're gonna go. Stomp does connect, but Misery taking a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Look at the Enchantress, he's coming here. There's no creeps around this area. They body blocked it before. It's gonna spawn soon. Oh, Saxa, look at him. This is the right play for him to do. Make sure that Enchantress doesn't get any easy creeps around here. Oh, he's gonna find a Centaur, but it's gonna be far towards the right camp. And Misery is doing the right thing, running around just following the Enchantress, because for Fnatic to be able to win this game, Enchantress has to do a lot of work. So if you're DC, you have the Elder Titan follow the Enchantress to make sure that she doesn't do anything, and you move into the mid game with superior team fight, and that's gonna put your team in a very good position.
Alright, now back in the mid lane in terms of our overall last hit battle, Invoker falling a little bit behind. I mean, he's got his little 4Gs coming out eventually, but the Ember Spirit doing a really good job keeping the lane control in his favor.
It's gonna be about the same last hits. The creep is running towards his tower, yeah, but Ember, like you said, doing a very good job at getting like 2 more last hits in the first 2 waves compared to Invoker. But the more levels Invoker get, the lane is gonna get better for Invoker. Like the Forge Spirit is becoming stronger, it's gonna just help him get last hits, and as soon as that happens for Invoker, Ember's just gonna look forward to pushing the lanes up, controlling runes, and helping his teammates try to set up a gank.
Alright, so just our overall predictions here. Where do you think the first blood's gonna spill?
That's a tough one. Let's see, who is most likely gonna die? You know, in most cases it's the offlaner, because offlaner has the highest chance to die. And since Batrider is running around the lane, so I would say Batrider would be the first one to die.
Alright. I mean, the Enchantress now obviously going through, she had a really, really tough time finding that first creep, and her little Centaur already sub half health, and she's got her little Alpha Wolf, but it's not going to be a whole ton of damage coming her way. Is she really going to be able to go through and help Batrider out enough, or...?
It's difficult though, Annie, because the Elder Titan is very, very strong level 1 as well. And if she doesn't get a very good creep, there's not much she can do to help the Bat. Then Bat is not going to get too much out of this lane. Right now, he's so far doing okay. Like, because the Enchantress was present before that, and the supports had to chase her out, so it allowed Ohio to get his level 2, and he's almost level 3 now. So if he can't really lane anymore, he can easily jungle with his Napalm plus Firefly. And Void safe lane doesn't really put a lot of pressure onto a hero like an offlaner like Batrider. So if they don't have 3 heroes at top, and if Elder Titan is following the Enchantress, Batrider should be getting some farm and some experience from the laning phase. So despite, like I mentioned, if Enchantress doesn't find a good creep, but if he's keeping the Elder Titan busy, Batrider is gonna be able to at least lane and get some farm.
Yeah, that's going to be the crucial difference between this game and all the other games Fnatic have played today. Now, down bottom, we've got our Luna, and we talked a lot about, you know, what the difference between the Drow and the Luna. Mushi left pretty much untouched right here. I mean, the Beastmaster going against her, they can get some damage from the Boar when Moo's able to level that up, but for now, it seems like Mushi's actually getting a lot done down here. Has himself 8 last hits already at 2 minutes in, and do you think DC is going to have to apply more pressure to the Luna, or just kind of let her do her thing?
Nah, they'll be fine. They don't really need to go pressure because they have a much better lineup in mid to late game. In terms of team fight, Fnatic's lineup is more greedy. They don't have a strong team fight. Their timing windows is like probably they want to drag the game very long, past 40 minutes if possible. DC is extremely strong in terms of 15 minutes to 30 minutes with their team fight. So I don't think they're too worried about pressuring the Luna. Right now for them is to focus on getting their levels, so they get to their level 6, Beastmaster level 6, AA level 6, set up kills with their ultimates. And you know, right now for them it's just more of focusing more on themselves rather than focusing on the enemy.
Alright, so we'll see if people are going to get those crucial timings again. Necro blinks onto the Beastmaster would be lovely in terms of push. Now mid one in a whole lot of trouble. He eats up a Fairy Fire. One more hit. The Sunstrike. He's going to dodge it out. He goes for the salve.
Play.
Oh man, he reads that like a book, and unfortunately we not able to get the first blood there, but mid one playing a dangerous game.
He's not gonna be able to farm now. He has to wait for his bottle, so still not very good for him for the lane.
Now, stun's gonna come out. They end up dropping the Lucent Beam as well. Moo could be in some trouble. They got the Lucent Beam again. Gonna be coming out in 1 second. The first blood goes the way of Mushi. Unfortunately, the Beastmaster gonna be falling victim to that. Now, up top, Ohio going in nice and deep. They do have Misery sitting back. He does have his Stomp, but Batrider now with his level 3 feeling really, really good about the way his lane's going. So DJ definitely makes an impact coming in and helping him out.
Yeah, he managed to make enough space for the Batrider. Once Batrider has level 3, level 4, this lane is gonna be a lot easier for him. And DC has don't have the best heroes at completely zoning a Batrider out. And Beastmaster, they're getting a bit too greedy. They're running into the pull camp, trying to contest the supports farm and getting punished by the Luna there. So much better play by Fnatic so far.
Yeah, they're definitely looking a little bit cohesive. Maybe they had a team talk, got their heads in the game.
Mid lane, 3-4-3, and DJ gonna wrap around and try to make sure Weeha doesn't have a good time.
They're all getting ready. They will walk through the lane, so DJ just kind of strolling on in. They get the Wave of Terror, the net creep comes out, there will be the Searing Chains to follow up, the Magic Missile comes in again, and once a couple of hits come through, this should be a very dead Invoker going splat. He pops out the Sunstrike, anticipating everyone going back down, but Ember Spirit, just with the burn damage on the Flame Guard, is able to get the kill for himself.
Right now, supports on Fnatic doing a...
Look up top, 6 stacks of Napalm onto Misery. Look at the damage Ohio is doing. One more hit. Goodbye. He just TP's out under towers saying, I am absolutely out of here. Fnatic, I mean, is this a different team? They look so much more put together than last time.
I mean, at the same time, DC's heroes, because they picked the AA, despite having very, very good synergy with the Chronos here, but AA is not very good in this sort of situation at zoning the supports, the off lane, and he doesn't do anything to the Enchantress creeps. So this is the right move by Fnatic, moving up their support since they don't need to help the other lane so much anymore. They're just going to focus on pressuring the FV and slowing the AA from getting his level 6.
I mean, right now, AA is sitting back just trying to get the most out of these small camp pulls, but only level 3 for himself. And there could be a rotation and onto Resolution. He's got one more leap away, trying to force the time walk right there. Goes in with the time dilation, but they're getting the body blocks off. They get the magic missile, they're trying to just force him out, and they will be able to go through. He does get the leap away. There is going to be the cold feet procced out onto DJ. Little Icicle Deer comes back in, so they're not able to get the kill on the Faceless Void, but still neat. Now mid lane, mid one will get stomped up. That's going to be a Sunstrike and a kill. So finally, Invoker putting himself on the board.
Good kill there. Good rotation by Misery. Can't really help his safe lane anymore, so you move around to help the other lanes.
Radiant's middle tower is under
But
attack.
that stun from bench was a bit maybe too early. I think he needed to wait for Resolution to time walk away before he can stun. There's no way they get that kill if he uses his stun first.
Oh man, that Seder creep just punishing Moo, taking away a decent chunk of his health. And I mean, it's only level 5. He's gonna have his roar relatively soon, but it seems like he's now just ambling about. Meanwhile, Luna's gotten complete free farm, leading up the last hit chart. And although she's not rip-roaring and ready to fight, she's still kind of scary.
Yeah, this is still really good for Fnatic because they are constantly pressuring DC, and DC have to move around their heroes to react towards what Fnatic is doing with their bench and Enchantress mainly, and this is resulting in Resolution farming under a lot of pressure in his safe lane. And Mushi, however, is just free farming in his lane.
Yeah, look at Mushi farming behind the tier 1 tower, feeling completely safe. Already has that Eclipse ready to go, almost level 7. I mean, this looks like a strong start for Fnatic. Obviously, DC can take this late game quite easily, but...
Oh, the ward scouts out the easy target A. If they catch him, he's dead.
And in Resolution, doesn't have that Chronosphere yet. Only level 5 Socks are going to get stunned in place. Slow it down. There's going to be the cold snap back. Oh my gosh. That is just a melted icicle. And Resolution has to leap back, just cowering under this tier 2.
They are just abusing this AA right now. Like, A is not useful in this sort of situations. And DC opening their draft with AA plus Void. Fnatic just using the fact that A doesn't do much here. Putting so much pressure on their safe lane.
Oh, they're going in. They drop the ulti. Resolution torn apart by the first Eclipse.
But that is a very well coordinated kill there. The vision from the ward, the stun from the bench, and he preemptively casted his Eclipse. So he was able to deal that maximum amount of damage during the stun time of the bench magic missile. So much better teamwork this game by Fnatic.
Dire's
All
top
right, so
tower
now
is under
mid one
attack.
sitting back. Does have a remnant up onto the high ground if
Oh,
necessary.
DJ bottom lane, Sunstrike.
Oh, they're going back in. The roar, the Sunstrike not going to do enough work, but the
Dire's
creeps,
top
they
tower
come in
has
and they get the
fallen.
job done. So unfortunately, that will be Enchantress's
Well,
death. And
finally, DC gets something going on for them. They force out a TP, it's gonna relieve some pressure off the other lanes. And Invoker mid lane, getting pressured a little by the Ember Spirit. But he's halfway there towards his Midas. Still gonna get it a reasonably good timing.
yeah, but the last hit battle is extremely even at this point. I mean, Invoker has some more denies, but mid one definitely keeping pace. And if Ember Spirit gets this strong of a start, he can scale phenomenally.
Yeah, he can do a lot if he gets an early,
Radiant's
for example,
bottom
boost of
tower
travel.
is under
Like
attack.
combined with his team running around, especially the Enchantress creeps, he can just easily rotate and help his team with a boost of travel onto the creeps. So, getting a very good start on the Ember, definitely a huge bonus for Fnatic's lineup. Luna right now is just top of the net worth. He got 2 kills, got a tower, having a very good game.
Batrider roaming into that mid lane to try to get himself some farm, and we are going to have the AA just now stay in buddy system with the Beastmaster. Is that just because he's so experience starved, or what?
There's nowhere safe for him to go. Like he's just been under so much pressure. Like he's gonna run into the 2 heroes now.
Oh no! He's going to get burned down. Fire trumps ice.
This AA pick has not been working for DC at all.
Now the Invis rune coming out of the bottle there for mid one. It's just looking like Fnatic's game to throw at this point. I mean, it's an early lead. It's a
Dire's
nice
middle
laning
tower
phase.
is under attack.
What's DC's comeback mechanism?
Team fight. They have to be able to somehow find level 6s on AA, Elder Titan, and take a huge team fight with Chrono Roll and those 2 big spells. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for them right now. Mid one, stalking the enemy team with the Invis rune.
Dire's
Oh, they're gonna
middle
run a
tower
smoke
is
soon,
under attack.
and he's there to break the smoke. No, they're not gonna smoke. But they have raw, so they're gonna look to try and make a move.
Yeah, this is getting kind of tense there. Invoker sitting back almost at his Midas, like you mentioned. That's going to be a decent turning point for him. Just more and more farm. And oh, swap back in. Saksa just can't find anything. That's going to be AA's third death of the game. Just completely bullied.
He has 500 net worth. That's the story of the game right there.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate. Now, I mean, if AA gets somehow, if he finds his level 6, he's been level 3 for like the last 5 minutes.
Well,
Does he
good
need to go
news.
for Midas, or is he just screwed?
I mean, if he can get the Midas, yes. But right now, he's gonna get the Tomb of Knowledge. It's about 10 minutes. Going to be 10 minutes in. So that's that for them. But they have to really wait for their supports to get their ultimates online before they can start to slowly turn the game around with rotations, with smoke, team fights, and whatnot. And for Fnatic, they're just strolling and in full control of the game right now.
Radiant's
They're
top tower
farming
is
much
under
better. They
attack.
have map control. Look at the wards they have right now. Top lane, there's a deep ward. Bottom lane, there's a ward in between the tier 1 and tier 2. There's a lane ward, the safe lane for Fnatic as well. They have very, very good vision across the map.
Oh, another going in. There will be a smoke. 3-4-3 revealing. Goes in for the stun. They have it. They've got everything they need. And there's an ice wall plopped down. The Earth Splitter will go through. 3-4-3. I mean, gets to about half health, but still feeling nice. The
Oh,
forward
mid one.
spirit ticking away. And now they're looking for something else. Misery gonna be diving deep. Mid one really wants to get something done here. Does have a remnant he can put out if he wants to.
Dire's
And
middle
Moo
tower is
sitting there
under
waiting on the
attack.
roar, but they know the follow-up from Fnatic is right there. They've still got Luna with that loosened beam. She's still there at the ready. Her right-click damage is nothing to laugh at this point.
Yeah, with the Bench Aura, they deal a lot of physical damage right now. They have to be very, very careful approaching fights. They need to coordinate it with Chrono plus Ice Blast online, but Sakstar is getting... okay, that's just... that's so sad for Sakstar this game.
He's just getting picked on right there. He falls. There's nothing he can do. He's just so fragile. Enchantress picking on him, has that impetus strike at the ready. This poor little guy, even after gobbling up the Tome of Knowledge, he's only level 4.5.
I don't know, man. This is just a very tough game for A. He just got abused. Like A, in this sort of situations, when you get contested in your lane, you don't do anything, and you have a safe lane Void. Void doesn't help the supports very well. If you compare it to like a Luna, which you have the aura, you have the Lucent Beam, so you can help your support zone the offlaner or deal with the other supports roaming in. But Void doesn't do anything until he gets Chrono.
So on the map, we've got Doodles here. Looks like Fnatic are planning to go up, around, leave some nice wards, and punish Wee once again. I mean, that's going to be his third death if they are able to go through and secure that kill. It seems like DC just kind of each hero playing their own game. You've got AA picked up somewhere around the map, and elsewhere there's another hero going down.
Yeah.
Did DC have to like 5-man and huddle in a protective ball or what?
They will do that after they get their levels. The reason why they're getting picked off because everyone is scrambling to get levels. They don't have enough levels on their supports. That's why they are taking risks. They're trying to get levels in dangerous places and getting punished by Fnatic. I mean, Saksa getting his level 6 is just very, very crucial right now. He's level 4.5 at 12 minutes.
He's got brown boots though.
Yeah, this is so sad for him. Somehow they need to get his level 6 online. Then they can use Chronosphere.
Got his 5. There is going to be the roar coming out. They will have the Sunstrike to follow up, so it looks like mid one might be going down here. He's able to go. He needs the little remnant up to the high ground. There will be the Earth Splitter coming down. Is able to juke it out. One more hit means he will be dead. Beastmaster.
That was a big mistake by Midon. He was not supposed to die there.
Oh, they're looking for something there. They will get the time dilation out, but 3-4-3. Swap back there. They're putting DJ into the fray. Stomp not going to connect onto anyone. DJ now leading everyone on a wild chase. Got that double damage rune. So maybe DJ can look to turn this. He will opt to pop a Chrono, another Sunstrike, and a Meatball. Man, this deer is just top of the priority list. Eventually, Spranks might be able to get the heal, but look at that Untouchable doing so much work. Can they actually get the catch up here? Mushi looking to be going back in. They've got the Eclipse that's ready if they need. There will be the leap away from the Void in 2 seconds, but look, it just gets cleaned up. Ah.
He just baited him so hard there.
I'm almost expecting like the question mark in the alt chat because that seemed just so well executed from Fnatic, and DC gobbled up the bait like nothing.
Man, that's why I was like gonna flame him if the Enchantress died there, because arguably the Venge shouldn't have swapped the Enchantress to save his own life, but it worked out for them. They got a kill on the Void.
And now they bring in 4 heroes. The blink from the bat showing off. They get the lasso onto Misery, the Cave of Terror to melt his armor. I mean, that Titan, he just crumbles. There's nothing that he could do against that. And like you mentioned, everyone just so desperately in need of their levels that they're making these risky plays. They're putting themselves in risky positions. And I mean, you can see what's happening.
Yeah, they need to wait for the next chrono, 60 seconds, and then they try to smoke, try to play around Ice Blast plus Chronosphere, and try to gain something back. Right now it's very, very difficult for them. They have to be able to use Chrono to win a team fight, get at least 2 to 3 crucial kills. Otherwise the game is gonna be very, very difficult for them if they don't get that successful Chronosphere. 35 seconds.
Mushi now going mid. I mean, this is a very different Mushi than the games we've seen previously. We've seen Lifestealer, we've seen Drow Ranger just not work out, but I mean, Luna just, I guess, is the key to TI6 so far, at least seems like it.
I mean, they're getting their act together, that's good for them. But at the same time, I feel like DC just picked the AA and they got abused by having an AA. Their laning phase was just very, very big with AA as a support. And they can't really zone the offlaner and try to just roam up. Destroyed the safe lane. Barrider got a really good start this time. And the game just snowballed out of control for Fnatic from there.
I mean, look how deep Luna's going right now, and she feels completely safe doing so. She's got her helm, she's got her lifesteal, she's wrapping around. They're looking for the kill onto the Void, who does have the Chrono, but...
creeps on trying to kill heroes.
And going in, there will be a tower trade going down, so DC able to secure this tier 1, gives them a little bit of Radiant jungle control, but meanwhile, Mushi just laying into this tier 2, and it seems like DC, they're going to try to go back for this, but they've got to get off their ult.
They just spam their Ice Blast. They need to wait 20 seconds before they have the next Ice Blast. They need every single spell in their arsenal to win a team fight. They can't just waste their spells like that.
Fnatic just go top, why not?
Smoke. Time to go. They have Chronosphere.
I mean, they're still split up. There will be Batrider coming back down bottom. Rotations in. It seems like Fnatic want to take this fight. They're feeling comfortable. They've got the Eclipse online. So Luna going to be stopping the push on the top lane, leaving that to mid 1, who does now have the boot to travel. So rotations forced out. I guess tier 2 is not going to be dropping today. You think that rotation was the correct call, or could they just both continue to push?
I mean, they just wanted to defend their towers. So, I mean, when you're ahead, you don't want to trade towers. So I think that's the correct play for Fnatic. You only trade towers when you're behind. Otherwise, you're always trying to take the enemy tower and defend your own towers.
Mid one.
Oh no!
Gonna get locked in place.
Nice
They've got the
stun.
Earth Splitter. Everything jumps out, but the clock comes back out. Vengeful Spirit able to go back through. Elder Titan still does get the kill onto the Ember
Oh, he
Spirit.
still got the kill.
And they lose the Venge as well.
The Elder Titan Alchemy, they just still managed to clip the Ember right after the swap. So they got a 1-for-1. I mean, a bonus after the Venge swap.
I mean, now there is that vulnerability window where there's no Roar, there's no Earth Splitter, and there's no Chrono. So if Fnatic want to jump, they can do so right about now, but it's still risky.
Yeah, and Void is going for a Lincoln Sphere. Pretty good versus the Bat. It's something that the carrier of Wings does a lot when he plays safe lane Void. He goes for Lincoln Sphere regardless. It's a pretty interesting item built on Void. You don't see it very often on safe lane Voids.
I mean, does that just put too much pressure on the Invoker in terms of damage, though?
I mean, yes, but it still helps the Void in terms of farming. You get a lot of mana regen, so you can just keep running around with Time Walk. And based on the games that I watch Wings, the Lincolns doesn't really make you farm that much slower. It's still alright. You still farm at a reasonable speed. And it's a very good item against the Bat Rider, so he can't really initiate on you.
Alright, so DJ farming up. I'm assuming we're going to see Enchantress go into that Aghanim Scepter next, just to get the most potent impetus strike. And, well, I mean, Ohio's feeling really good this game. 1-0-2. We've seen him have a really tough Bat game before. I mean, what's the difference this time? Why is Bat so successful now?
Yeah, because they helped him this time. They didn't leave him alone. That's really important for them. And DC here trying to get the Roshan with the Beastmaster, Necrobook, and Aura. Can Fnatic sniff it out? Do they know this is going on? Are they gonna try and scout it?
Oh, Sunstrike coming in, but just delaying the damage. There will be the little Alpha Wolf coming in. Oh, they know something's going to be on them. Roshan does end up falling, though. It looks like that's going to be a Roar coming back, and if they do get the Bat Rider down. And now there's going to be first that are coming back on through. And the Chrono onto the amazing Ice Blitz. That's going to be 4 heroes hit. That's going to be huge for DC. They're able to go through everything, melting down before their eyes. All of a sudden, it's a complete team fight. DC take Roche. They take the Aegis, and they take 5 lives off of Fnatic.
Dude, oh my god, do you see what they did? They were doing Roshan and Void was like standing next to... He knew Fnatic was like coming over with the Hawk vision. They had the Beastmaster Hawk there. So he was never in the Roshan pit. He just waited for them to come over and he chronoed them. And Fnatic was like anticipating that Void should be in the pit as well. They jumped in with the Bear Rider. He died immediately and Void was outside and he chronoed his teammates.
That was a
That was
beautiful chrono, and
that
there's
was
the
very good.
follow-up. That's the combination they were hunting for the entire game.
That was just very good positioning by Resolution. I have to give props to that guy. He just understood that situation. He knew Fnatic was coming. He set up right next to the river and just got that 4-man chrono and just destroyed Fnatic.
DC TPing home just to clear out this lane, and Faceless Void, he's got his Lincolns moving on to the next item. I mean, how does he complete this? Because obviously he can land chronos like, whoa, but where's the damage?
If you look at their lineup, they have a lot of damage with Elder Titan Aura. They have Invoker spells and Necrobook. You don't need too much damage items on your core heroes because Beastmaster Aura and Elder Titan Aura provides a lot of damage to your team. You just don't, you don't notice it, but you're killing heroes very quickly because of the auras.
Alright, so that's gotta be, a little bit shaking for Fnatic.
That was the team fight that they were waiting for. They needed to take that kind of team fight to win the game.
God, look at the net worth chart off of that. It just fell off a freaking cliff. Now over 5,000 in favor of DC. So those kills are really important. Now DC, they're feeling good. What's their next step? Do they just keep doing that over and over again, seeking out the chronos with the follow-up, or do they go back to farming?
If you talk about items right now, I mean, you said Midas, Saksa almost has his Midas now.
Oh man, that's gonna feel nice and juicy for him.
And they can farm and fight at the same time. They should always fight when there's chrono, because they're stronger in terms of team fight right now. Basically Dota right now, you shouldn't just focus on farming, you should always farm and fight at the same time, because when you're just farming, the enemy is also farming, right? So you're both getting the same amount done. But if you're taking farm away from the enemy by killing them, winning team fights, you're essentially lowering their farm and increasing your own net worth. So that way of playing and approaching Dota is much, much better.
So we'll see who's going to be able to go through and wipe who off the map as mid one and we still going at it, just 1v1ing this. No one told these guys the laning phase is over. And now Invoker is still sitting on that Aegis, has some decent time left. The Sunstrike going to be not quite on the mark. Mid one going back, drinking up the bottle and refreshing it with the bounty rune. So Ember Spirit, in terms of where you expect him to be with power and items, how is he doing?
I would say he's pretty far behind. He needs to, like, if you're having a decent game, you have Battle Fury plus Boots of Travel, around minute 24, 23. He's nowhere near there right now because he has a lot of deaths.
Yeah, 4 deaths are really starting to add up. The rest of his team sitting back. Can Ember Spirit afford to be out on his own? I mean, he's got remnants, but...
So Void has Blink right now.
Yeah, he's going in. That's a lockdown. They've got the follow-up. The Sunstrike to go through it. Oh, goodbye.
Look at how fast he died. Void has no damage items.
I mean, the Earth Splitter helping out there, the Sunstrike going through. Some really good communication, and they will go through. They've got the lasso onto Moo. He has the roar when this ends, but look, they should be able to keep him locked down. Will he go in? Will he get the primal off? DJ, he's got it. They've cut the swap in for 3-4-3. Once again, going to be eating the Ice Blast, but he's going to be ticking down. DJ going to get frozen in place. The Cold Feet going through. The Sunstrike to finish him off. It seems like Fnatic unraveling at the seams as DC start to really go in and show their cohesive team fights.
And they're just making very bad mistakes there. But I guess they didn't expect not to be able to finish the Beastmaster there, and it cost them very, very heavily. They just allowed him to land, like, activate his Necrobolt. He even used his Raw on top of that, and basically the fight was done there.
Was the Venge swap the right play there, or was it just panic?
I mean, he just wanted to save the Enchanters. I don't think it mattered anymore after that. They should have just... They made a risky move. They tried to kill the Beastmaster without their cores around. Luna was their biggest damage dealer and he was farming top. They felt desperate.
Mushi's just kind of been doing his own thing, which is great, because in the last games Mushi's been kind of cornered into fighting before he was ready and getting picked off a ton, and Luna with only 1 death, still feeling good, has the Manta, but when do we see Luna at her full potential?
Yeah, but you can get a lot of items on Luna, but DC's combination would just kill a 6-slotted Luna. They are not afraid of fighting a strong Luna. Chrono plus the Ice Blast and Sunstrike and everyone attacking with the Elder Titan aura.
Oh, they're going in. Resolution wants to get something done. The Chrono up in 4 seconds.
He baited out the Eclipse.
Ah, the Eclipse is down. Now they've got the Cold Snap as well. Cold Feet not going to proc, but now Resolution does have the Chrono if absolutely needed. Meanwhile, Moo going through, getting a kill in the back lines. They will be able to finish off the Luna eventually.
He got a solo kill. Beastmaster got a solo kill on the Ember as well on top of that.
Oh man, that felt good. Ember goes ahead and dies down in the bottom lane. It does end up taking the Roar, but well, that's super worth it. Now you've got Necro 3s online. The Blink Dagger is done if Beastmaster wants to go ahead and snap that up. That's feeling real good.
The last 5 minutes for Fnatic has just been absolutely disastrous. They lost the Roshan fight. They made 2 maneuvers in a row which didn't work out. Looking at the goal graph is just from almost 4,000 gold lead to negative 10k.
Where was the turning point? Was it that big Roche fight with the 4 heroes and the Chrono?
The big Roche fight was definitely a big turning point for them. They just didn't spread out enough. Like, you're playing against Chronosphere, you have to spread out. You can't just walk in as 4 heroes running towards the Roshan pit. It's just not gonna work. You're just gonna get chronoed.
And now, oh no, the Ancient stack. Oh, Fnatic's hard work. They need this for their Luna, but I don't think they can actually rotate through. Radiant just have to sit by and watch this go down. That is really unfortunate. The Luna doesn't have her ult to come in and contest this. Just a couple Lucent themes, maybe trying to go and snag a couple of creeps, but she's taking this before they're ready. Ohio is going to go through. They will get the lasso off. Another is going to lose speed to follow up. The Misery could be in trouble. Just getting Chrono onto 3. The follow up. The Ice Blast getting swap in. 3-4-3 making some space, but oh, with the back line, Moo is ready for that swap. He goes in. He gets the punish anyway. That DJ frozen in place. And that deer is going to be poached, and 3-4-3 sitting there between 4 heroes. Ember Spirit, the lone survivor, just sitting here, farming, whistling away as his team starts to dissolve. This tower going to be broken, and the high ground soon to be crumbling.
They're just self-destructing.
I mean, they started so strong. Is it just demoralization, or is it just DC playing flawlessly?
A bit of both. They just played They play very well and then they start to panic after a failed team fight. They take risks, they make risky plays. DC reacted appropriately, they punished them, and the game became like this. Like that team fight is just so scary with the Chrono, Ice Blast, Sunstrike. When they get all their level 6 up, it's just so much different.
Oh, Batrider goes in, he wants to make something happen. He doesn't have the lasso. Just blinking in aggressively and I guess threatening something. Now there is going to be the flame break to cancel Wee's TP, so he's not able to get away, but he's fine with that. Guardian Greaves keeping everyone nice and healthy, full mana, everyone just feeling ready to reset. DC, they need that Chrono up, 30 seconds for that, but they can just kind of sit back and wait for the next Roche, which will be up very soon.
Yeah, they are in no hurry right now. They have map control.
I mean, if this goes ultra late, Fnatic have great heroes, but it seems like DC aren't gonna tighten the noose, or rather loosen the noose anytime soon.
They won't be able to get enough time to farm up their Luna and Ember. I mean, it's great late game heroes if they get enough farm. It's 27 minutes. There's still no Battle Fury on Ember. That is very worrisome for Fnatic. I mean, Resolution's Chronos this game has just been absolutely on point.
Now Sunstrike from the Invoker, so it looks like Dire have the first eyes on this respawned Roshan Radiant. They are in a position if they want to try to contest this, but they've just got to be shaking in their boots thinking about that last Chronosphere.
They go DC with a smoke, Chronos up, time to move. They don't even want to do it, like they saw the rush, they're like whatever, we're just gonna take a team fight because they know that they are strong enough. Any initiation they make, they're just gonna win the fight.
Looking here to start things off onto the Batrider. Ohio trying to flap away, but the bash proc immediately 3-4-3 with the sacrifice. But once again, Moo anticipates, punishes the swap, and they both go down. Vengeful Spirit, she's trying so hard, but it seems like every time she swaps, she and her ally end up dead.
And Roshan is the prize for DC. And things is just not working for Fnatic right now. Because there's no way they can take a head-on fight. Team fight is on DC's hands right now. Their lineup is much more superior in terms of fighting as a team. Fnatic is not anywhere near ready to fight. Midon is getting mana burn run down by the Necrobook and the ball. He has to walk all the way back to the... I mean, he has bottle charge, okay. This is just really bad for Fnatic right now.
Yeah, I mean, Elder Titan just feeling good. Has Greaves already. I mean, could be finishing up the Yule Scepter eventually, but picks up the Hooded Defiance.
Do you remember how poor this AA was at minute?
He's feeling good.
14,
Look at that, surpassing the Enchantress and the Batrider even. He's feeling like he's actually a formidable little icicle.
No one would have known that in the early game he had no farm until minute 14.
I mean, he was level 3.5 until what, like 11 minutes? Poor
now,
little guy.
now he has Aghanim's and he's level 14.
Love it. Now, I mean, you talked about Fnatic just not being able to fight. What could change? Like, what items, what positioning, what targets do they have to go after to actually be ready?
A lot of items, man. A lot of items. Battle Fury is a good start for Midon. He needs a blink. He needs a damage item. Daedalus. Mushi needs to complete his butterfly, satanic. Maybe, I mean, if he gets the time to farm his items, but DC is definitely not going to allow that to happen. They are just so much stronger right now, and they're going to look to end the game in the next few minutes.
Yeah, they've got all their ultimates online. I think it's on Resolution to really get the party started here, and so far he hasn't disappointed us. We'll see if Fnatic are going to take the bait this time, because I think it's up to them to have really smart positioning this fight.
Yeah, but DC doesn't have to commit to initiate if they don't want to. They just need to... Oh, 3-4-3, he ran out!
He's going in. The Chrono's only going to connect on 2 this time. They are going to follow up. Mushi going to be the big kill here. 3-4-3. Sitting there and taking it through the Fnatic missile. It's not going to do anything there. On the back land, Ohio gets roared up, immediately picked off. They're looking for something here. Buybacks, few and far between as these racks are just getting ripped apart. The final tier 3 tower will be falling soon. Luna doing what she can, unleashes the Eclipse, but going to get picked off regardless. And she herself has no buyback. The GG comes out. DC able to take a 2-0 series after a strong start from Fnatic. Well, they end up not being able to do the job. Any last thoughts on that game, Winter?
I had high hopes after the early game, and then they crumbled. And then their team play deteriorated, and they just got lost after that 4-man chrono by Resolution when they were doing the Roshan, and everything just went downhill for Fnatic. This team is definitely having issues. This team is definitely having issues. I mean, they don't have any more games today, so hopefully for their sake, they rest, they